Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises to, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who still rule well and who have taught me this truth. Salutations to the elect out there, scattered wherever you may be. May Yahweh Shai bless you and your household, and may you continue to endure. Shalom to you, Akim, on the highways and byways, week in and week out, who teach these lessons and who do rule well. All right. May Yahweh Shai also bless you and your household, and may you continue to endure. All right. It is your brother, the Bakia, from the Sons of Yasharallah, GMS Colorado Springs Camp, coming to you again with another live lesson. And I pray that you were edified because, I've got asthma. I've been wheezing the last few days. That's what these lessons are about, okay? Edification and heavy exhortation. All right. Now, before I get into this lesson, figured I'd share a testimony with you guys, all right, with you who are subscribed to my channel, all right. I've been receiving some heavy dreams the last few weeks, and it seems like they're getting much more heavier, all right. I do know we just had a super blood moon that crossed the Middle East, if you will, and there's no such thing as the Middle East, okay? It's just Eurasia. But anyway, they were able to see it, near the pyramids of Giza out there in Egypt as well. All right. And now, as we see, if you have eyes to see, hold up. That is, hold up. Things are picking up drastically. All right. These blood moons and all of these supernatural signs, if you will, are just bad omens for Esau Edom. Okay? This devil is finished. He's absolutely through. And now he wants to bring plantation Christianity right back to the masses. That stupid ass quote they have, "In God we trust." Look, the God that Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, worships is guns, all right, oil, and drugs. That's who their God is. It's not the God of the Bible. And the God of the Bible is not dealing with you devils off top. And just prepare for slavery. Bring that sword, Esau. Do it. We're ready. Anyway, here's how this dream went. I go to sleep a little later, all right? I'm just resting in my room and whatnot. And I suddenly go into this, phase, if you will. And everything around me is burning. And I happen to be in this house, all right? I'm with several of my relatives. I won't say no names, but I'm trying to convince them that this house is burning, all right? And that if we don't all evacuate from this burning house, we're all going to drop dead, all right? But as usual, they thought what I was saying was a joke. And I seen a bunch of smirks on their face, okay? Because let's be honest, our family members are no different than the 2/3 who are in the world who are not taking heed to this gospel, all right? So yeah, I take that as a sign that Yahweh Shai has given me, and I say this humbly, obviously, has given me the warning that the house is burning and that I need to leave, right, as soon as possible, in which it's obviously a metaphor for to get myself in order, all right? You brothers, you Akim and you Akwath, you sincere sisters, get your house in order, fast and pray, all right? Time is speeding up, okay? Now you got chariots not getting hit by so-called government American missiles, all right? Basically disappearing and reappearing and forming themselves again. All right, that's your demise, Esau. All right, that is the salvation for the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, and that is the demise of the heathens, 2/3, and you Edomites. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and verse 1. All right. It's a weird car driving around. Salakia. What is he doing? Bunch of weirdo activity around here, especially these at this time of night. All right. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. All right, if you don't know, the book of Isaiah was written by the prophet Isaiah, who was the son of Amos. All right, Amos, I think it's how you say A-M-O-Z. All right, who was from the tribe of Judah. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them. Let me see if I can do this. And it reads, woe unto them who decree unrighteous decrees. All right, and what does woe mean? Woe means destruction. All right, and this verse is mainly about Esau Edom. Okay, what do? You constantly come up with some crazy ass laws to further vex Jake. All right, to further vex the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. Constantly coming up with new laws, and which are complete bullshit. Right? Which is why Yahweh Shemashah is going to destroy you, and he is destroying you in your power structure. Once again, God is not coming back to save this country. He's coming back to destroy America, also known as Babylon the Great in the Bible. Right? Because of what you did to the children of Israel. This country was founded on rape, robbery, and murder. All right? You will not shut the prophets up, Esau Edom. That's why you're going to have to come down with great wrath. We don't care. Do it. That's where we're at now. Do it. Bring the MOTB. All right? It's already here. We know what it is. Whoa. Unto them who decree unrighteous decrees, Esau Edom. Right? It's Congress. Okay, the Supreme Court. All right? DHS, Department of Homeland Security. I can go on and on. All that shit is unrighteous. And who write grievousness which they have prescribed. Because we know that the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. So you Edomites have the power to do what the hell you want to do. All right, starting with the elite bakers. You small hat gutter rats. All right? You're the ones who are in charge right now. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is controlling you devils. And that's what you don't want to acknowledge. And who write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right? Verse 2. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 2. To turn aside the needy from judgment. All right? And who's the needy? Us Israelites. We need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? But it's difficult to obviously focus in this queendom when Esau Edom is constantly doing vexing and wicked ass shit. Spraying our air with chemtrails, putting GMOs in our food. All right? Setting up our women to be against us. Okay? Just madness. Turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. All right? They still refer to you blacks, you so-called Negroes, as 1/3 of a man. Whatever, it's just madness. All right, Esau Edom wants to bring back the Jim Crow laws, and he slowly but surely is. Okay? This MOTB is the digital form of New Age slavery. And if you take that M-A-R-K, that charagma, all right, Yahweh Shiny angels are going to wipe your ass out. All right? There's no ways around that. And we're so frustrated because you camps are not even teaching about prophecy. You're not going into shit. You're just focused on setting up your men to marry these damn harlots. That's off, man. You camps have a lot of blood on your hands. And we bring it out because we have to. All right? If you come across this video, and you're a part of one of these camps that's not GMS, and you want to learn the whole truth, take heed and follow the elders, and pray that Yahweh Shem Shai gives you what? Sound judgment. Continuing on again. My people, that widows may be their prey, okay? And that they may rob the fatherless. All right, and who's the fatherless? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, this is in a physical term and in a spiritual term. Because if you're not calling on Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, you're fatherless. All right, that is our spiritual father. All right? And as far as robbing our earthly fathers in the flesh, yes, you set up this system to be against the Israelite man. All right, and then you rob us. All right, you take away from us by removing the man from the household. And then you get surprised when YNs start to come into this country at a mass number. Look, you damn devils, you created the nigga. All right? The first nigga on earth is and was Esau Edom, beginning with their forefather Cain, because reincarnation is biblical. All right, Esau Edom is Cain reincarnated, just how Jacob is Abel reincarnated. If you can receive that, all right, rob the fatherless. It's right here. The Holy Spirit in these two verses calls attention to the perversion of justice. That's what you've done, Esau Edom. You've perverted justice. And then you set up Edomite supremacy, and then you look down on Jake because we're not set up to win. All right, you're a total fucking hypocrite, which is why Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is destroying you devils and putting the curses on you Edomites. All right, America will never be made great again. It was never great to begin with. Yeah, actually, maybe it was great before we woke up to this truth. After that, shit, you're on your last leg, you damn devils. This is right here. The Holy Spirit in these two verses calls attention to the perversion of justice. The quote, poor and the widows who were helpless were the classes who were the chief sufferers of this perversion of justice, and all caused by the scintillation of the spiritual leaders, right? You false prophets. They were very careful to be legal in their doings, but the Lord truly saw their hearts, and his answer was, woe unto them. All right, woe unto you false prophets. Woe to you false camps. Woe, destruction to you Edomites. Destruction to you Elamites. Destruction to you Amalekites. Destruction to you Ishmaelites. Destruction to you Ammonites. Destruction to you Hamites. Destruction to you Moabites. Destruction to you 2/3. Woe to you 2/3. All right. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 3. It's a great chapter. Might I add. Judgment on sin is the context of this few verses. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 3. And what will you do in a day of visitation? Okay? Referring to you 2/3, right? You Edomites. What are you going to do when you're visited by Yahweh Shem Shai? Because as we can see, judgment is coming speedily. Right? And we're living in some absolutely beautiful times. And what will you do in that day of visitation and in the desolation which shall come from far? Right? What's that desolation that's going to come from far? Them Gurga troops. Okay? Those UK troops that are currently here in America. All right? Them China troops. And even the nukes. Because the nuclear bombs, right? They're coming from the far ends of the world to come to America to strike this place down because of wickedness. All right. To whom will you flee for help? All right, when Esau Edom is coming down, okay, on you Jakes, is JC gonna save you? Hell no. All right, is Buddha gonna save you? Hell no. All right, is these crazy ass gods you Jakes have? Ogon, just madness. No, nigga, these are rhetorical questions. Hell nah, la. Right? Nothing's gonna save you. How about you? Shai's gonna send death angels to get you niggas. And that's what's happening right now as we speak. Death angels are on all four corners of the earth, controlling the minds of the kings and of the people. To whom will you flee for help? And where will you leave your glory? Right? It says right here, the day of visitation referred to the coming judgment. Then there will be no one to help. Uh, the Lord through the prophet is speaking of these religious leaders and you Edomites in 2/3. Straight up. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 4. Look at this verse. This is Yapa. Without me, they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the dead. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. So Yahweh Bashim Shai still wants to kill, or excuse me, wants to off you niggas out there who hate him, right? Who don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, and who are just in total disobedience. All right, beginning with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, you're in disobedience right now if you're not in this truth. All right, you're a disobedient person if you're worshiping JC, worshiping a Virgin Mary. There is no such thing as a Virgin Mary, stupid. She had sex with her man Joseph. You niggas are dumb. You Christians are fucking dumb too. Hey, we are here. We don't care. Hey, man, fuck all you Christians trying to come against this truth. You niggas are fucking coons. Straight up. And that's why the Lord is destroying Christianity. It's crazy, right? So yeah. Hey, things are speeding up. Things are getting are moving quickly. All right, Russia just striked Poland with unalive drones. All right, and then NATO had to step in. Oh my gosh, do you not see that World War III is right here? We're already in World War III. The MOTB just needs to be implemented and mandated. All right, and when that happens, you fucking cooned out Jakes are gonna take that shit right along with Esau. You already got a fucking Edomite with an antenna coming out of his head, man. We're in the last days of the last days. Um, let me see where I was at. Okay, right here. Uh, right here it says, feebleness and the misery of these unrighteous magnitudes portrayed in verses 1 and 2 are vividly pictured by viewing them as bowing down even to prisoners and falling before deadly wounded men. The Lord is saying that the crooks will have nowhere to flee. Who are the crooks? 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're the crooks. And ultimately, the main crook on earth is Esau Edom. All right, the self-proclaimed white man. Okay? Nowhere to flee unless they shall crouch amid the captives who are being carried off or fall amid the slain. The final phrase of this fourth verse is used several times by the Holy Spirit to demote the serious and severity of the situation. We are in some very serious times, all right? People are waking up to this truth at mass numbers. Esau Edom is trying to censor it. And best believe they're going to bring the famine of the word. They're going to take away this word. All right, this word is absolutely precious. This is the most precious thing on earth right now. All right, that's why we can't take this truth for granted. And we say, Kol Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai for waking us up. All right. And Lord's will, I'll get part 2 of this lesson tomorrow because it goes into something different. But I pray that you were edified by this quick little lesson I did. All right. I'm going to close this one out by saying, Kol Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem. Rakah Kwadash Shalom.